FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Financial Survival Network, and it's time for another Triple Lutz report. This is episode 368. So, New York City, the place is a joke. They are masters at wasting your money, especially if you live there. Would you believe they have shelled out more than $200,000 to store a homeless woman's belongings, enough to have set her up in a swanky Manhattan apartment for years? Well, we'll talk about that and a lot more. First, this episode is brought to you by Cloud Hard Assets. And if you're looking for gold, silver, diamonds, or platinum or palladium, give our friend Tom Cloud a call at 800-247-2812. That is 800-247-2812. Tell them Kerry sent you. You can find more information about them on the web. It's cloudhardassets.com. Tom has been in the business for over 38 years, selling diamonds, selling bullion. He's somebody you can trust. No one can stay in this business for 38 years unless they give you a good deal. And speaking of good deals, if you are an FSN listener, Tom will give you free shipping, free insurance. Just give him a call right now, 800-247-2812. By the way, take a look at the site, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Sign up for the newsletter and take a look at what we've got there on the site. Stories from all over the place. It's really quite an amazing job that our webmaster, Stefan, does. He's up in the cold north of Canada in province of Saskatchewan. We're getting stories from all over the place. Stories you want to hear. I mean, we got Bloomberg on there. We've got Carl Denninger, just so much. Zero Hedge, one of our favorite sites to connect to. Jess's American, Cafe American, you name it. We've got it. Financial Sense, all over the place. On average, post 30 different articles a day, so you don't have to go looking for this information. So getting back to this story, it appeared in the Post. It's just total waste. So this woman, her name was Andrea Logan. She was a model, and she lost her Upper East Side apartment in 2006 after a debilitating stroke. Yeah, we're all sorry to hear that. And the city picked up her tab, which is a state law that requires it to cover storage expenses for homeless people. She's 54. She had 11 storage units full of belongings in the years after her stroke. And officials, of course, didn't notice the tab until it reached $3,585 a month last year, more than enough to score a 1-bedroom duplex in Greenwich Village with a fireplace and roof deck, or a newly renovated 2-bedroom pad on the Upper East Side. And her storage units, some as large as 10 by 16 feet, cover well over 1,000 square feet of space, way more than what's offered by most Manhattan apartments. I mean, it's just disgraceful. And, it's unclear how the city learned of her sprawling storage empire, but officials finally refused to pay for all of her units last year, and she would have become a celebrity again. She probably would have wound up on Storage Wars or Auction Hunters or one of those lovely shows. But of course, they wound up in court with her, and she sued the city. And under a deal with the City Human Resources Administration and the State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. Logan agreed to whittle down her belongings to fit into only 3 units at a storage post facility in the Bronx, and that would have cut her monthly bill down to just $1,297. Now, she ran an antiques business before a stroke left her legally blind, says her stuff includes hundreds of cartons of books. She needs that, as well as furniture, appliances, and women's clothing in sizes ranging from size 4 to 22. So she needs all that clothing, of course. And asked to estimate the value of her stash, she said, there's so much stuff that I wouldn't even know where to begin. And somehow this is the city's responsibility. This is your responsibility, because this is liberalism, progressivism run amok. And the most crucial and critical and valuable things are the irreplaceable items, documents from medical malpractice and personal injury cases, personal family documents, photographs, and mementos. So let her family take it. I mean, give me a damn break. She also says that she has accumulated a trove of household items that she bought for each shelter stay, but wasn't allowed to bring with her when she got relocated. I mean, she says she has 10 to 12 brooms, you name it, it's there, soup to nuts. And she said that while she remains homeless, she hasn't lived in a city shelter for 4 years and is instead bunking with friends or squatting in abandoned buildings. And I mean, this is just so damn outrageous. Just give her the $1,200, let her get an apartment, and take her crap with her. And she said city officials have been trying to force her into a tiny apartment in a supportive building in Chelsea for people with severe disabilities so they can justify not paying her storage. And she said she went to a meeting with HRA and they popped a surprise psychiatric visit on me, she said. Well, she sounds not crazy. She sounds downright dastardly, manipulative, Machiavellian to me. The taxpayers are still footing the bill for her belongings. State law mandates that the city pay for storing furniture and personal belongings for homeless people, so long as eligibility for personal or for public assistance continues, and so long as the circumstances necessitating the storage continue to exist. I think they should auction the stuff off and give her the money. And you know what? This is ridiculous. This is why government is going broke. In the years since Logan became homeless, the cost to taxpayers for providing such storage to homeless people has soared from a total of $6.8 million in 2006 to $14.6 million in fiscal year 2014. The average cost per case rose from $1,333 a month to $1,549 per month. HRA wouldn't discuss Logan's case, citing privacy issues, but of course she spoke about it, so it was okay. The agency spokesman David Neustadt said the policy of Comrade de Blasio's administration is to house people, not just their belongings, and we are actively implementing that policy. Isn't it wonderful? I mean, New York City is just out of control. The city has run amok, and, you know, what do you expect? I mean, the place has gone insane. I mean, imagine that. Spending $14 million a year. This is just crazy. What else can you say about it? This is reason why you get the hell out of these socialist states. You know, Don't pay anybody anything. Save all that money and let us not pay taxes. I mean, that's the right way to do this. Somehow these people would figure out a way to get their stuff stored. Or you know what? She's obviously a hoarder. Get her some intervention. I mean, you see that show on TV, Hoarders. Let's just get rid of her crap, burn it, and anything that you really need, she'll figure out a place to put it. She's just milking the system, and that's what's going on here. Hey, so the other day, I get a call, and if you remember, we were talking about IRS scams with Sandy Botkin, and they call on my cell phone, interestingly enough. A 202 number flashes up, and this guy with some kind of weird accent says, "Mr. Kerry Lutz, this is the Department of Treasury. We have $9,000 for you." I said, "You know what? You're not with the Department of Treasury. You are a scammer, and you're lying, and you deserve to be in prison." And the guy hangs up the phone on me, or I hung up on him. And now I've been getting hang up calls with no caller ID number. So I called back this 202 number, and it was a fake number. It was a spoof caller ID. But, it was so interesting that here we had warned you about that IRS scam. And there it was. The guy called. "I'm sorry, I didn't play along with the scam longer. I just was in the middle of something. I didn't have time to talk about it." And, nonsense. So, watch out for these scams. I didn't believe that, that they were out there, but here they are. They're really out there, and they're they're coming after you, coming after me, and just be careful of them because, they're out there trying to scam us. So, just remember there's a thing on the Drudge Report that fake IRS agents are trying to scare many consumers into paying up. Well, here they were just trying to get my bank account information so they could clean out my account, and don't give anybody any information. This woman, Jennifer Blanzy out in Michigan, they were threatening to put her in jail because she wasn't responding to letters from the IRS. And, it was crazy. But, IRS, if they really want to contact you, they are not going to do it by phone. They are going to basically send you a letter demanding money, and they'll give you a phone number to call there. And, when you're dealing with the IRS, if you got an accountant or a lawyer, let them deal with them. They're professionals. You don't know how to deal with them. I don't know how to deal with them. I always let my accountant deal with them for me. They're much more effective, and you wind up paying less money if you let your accountant or your lawyer handle it. So don't get taken in by these scams. Hopefully these guys will stop calling me, because it's not going to do any good. They're just trying to torment me. And now I know when comes up on the phone, no caller ID, I just let it go right to the voicemail, and the heck with it. So I don't know if you've seen gold and silver today. Gold was up close to $10 earlier in the day. It was around 10.47 or 48. Pulled back a bit. COMEX is closed. Now it's up $7.50. So it's right around 1,246 and change. It's up $30 for the month for the past 30 days. It's well into the buy signal that Charles Nenner and Associates recommended. Stay tuned for this week, because David Gerwitz is going to be on. He'll be talking more about it. Silver is lagging, but you expect silver to lag. Silver needs that 1750 for the buy signal, but silver is up 13 cents to $17.40. Perhaps sometime this week, silver will be flashing that buy signal. Nenner seems to think it hit the cycle low. Interestingly enough, the euro's up a little bit today, but Nenner thinks it hit a cycle high and it's going to be going down. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin really was the worst performer last month. It's been doing badly this month. It's still under $400 per Bitcoin. It's right at 383.42. I give you that information, compliments of Kitco. And, you look at that, say, what's going on with Bitcoin? Can this be accurate? Is it going to continue to do this? And don't know the answer to it. But I'm down $20 on my Bitcoin investment. So I'm not happy. And I don't know what it's going to be. But hey, book reviews on Amazon. Now, book reviews are always kind of things. I've done them before. Did it for Chris Waltzek on his book about investing. Did it for John Rubino about the money bubble. And, when my friends write books and I like them, I'll put up a review. Even for books that I just read, sometimes I'll put a review. I do reviews at restaurants on Yelp and other sites. I did a review one time for the ferry from Grand Bahama Island to Fort Lauderdale because it was such a horrible experience. I put it up on TripAdvisor. That review has gotten about 16,000 views. God only knows how much business that company has lost as a result. All they had to do was give me a $200 refund, and I gladly would have pulled that review. But be that as it may. So Hillary Clinton, she wrote a book that appeared, that went on sale a couple months ago. It was called Hard Choices. And I mean, the book, the reviews in Amazon became like, they were just hysterical. Like, here's one. I really tried. Unlike some people who didn't like this book, I'm a longstanding liberal Democrat. Among other things, this means I am not at all bothered by your constant digs at W's foreign policy, such as it was. And, like people were just slamming it, and it got like 1,015 single stars, and, people were just going after it. I didn't want to even give this a sorry book a single star. She comes across so fake. The book seemed like a marked bunch of the usual Clinton rhetoric. I expected more boring, self-serving campaign book. And, they just go on and on. So Andrew Cuomo, he wrote a book just recently called All Things Possible, Setbacks and Success in Politics and Life. And this book so far has gotten 566 customer reviews, and it's gotten 19 5-star reviews, 534 one-star reviews. So I'll read to you some of the 5-star reviews. They're quite hysterical. Here, admirer of Latin literature. That's the guy who wrote it. Great background on the experiences that shaped Cuomo. His book provides an excellent insight into what drives his passion to be a public servant and how his family shaped his values and political philosophy. So it went way down from there. Here it is, another guy, 5-star. One of the best parodies of a greasy, narcissistic governor you can buy. And it goes way down from there. Here it is. Here, Scott Holmes, 5-star. Well, first, let me point out that my dog likes to chew on my coffee table leg, and the coffee table leg became unstable. I bought this book so I could place it under the chewed up leg to help stabilize the table. It worked great. However, my dog didn't take too kindly to the book and ended up urinating all over it. He wasn't done, though. He then proceeded to take the book out in the backyard and defecated all over Andy's face. And these are the good reviews, mind you, the 5 stars. Here's another one from Samuel G. Funny, unbelievable, anti-Estorino, corrupt. Here's another one. This book is great. I first used it for lining the bottom of my bird cage, and it soaked up so much crap, I decided to order another for use in the cat box. In the cat box, the stink from this tome completely masked the odor from the urine and feces. There must be something special about this author for it to work so well in both applications. And I mean, you know, it's just amazing. Here's one from Jane Simcoe. Being one of the 1%, I found this book to be extremely enlightening. Don't let these middle-class, uneducated reviews dissuade you from purchasing this priceless gem. If you make over $200K a year, you will understand what this is all about. So let's look at some of the one-star reviews because they are just precious. Liberal Rantings of a Socialist. This book serves as nothing more than a standard self-pat on the back of a narcissist. Cannot believe a tree lost its life. He spelled it wrong. Cannot believe a tree lost its life for this book. I shall do my best to recycle the pages. Perhaps toilet paper or birdcage lining. Do yourself a favor, pass on the purchase. Well, apparently, just looking at the 500 plus reviews I see here, Cuomo's book will be listed as one of his setbacks. Save your money and buy a subscription to Mad Magazine. I mean, it just gets better and better and better. Can't just buy a book by its cover. You know, I bought this book because the cover art convinced me it was going to be the next big vampire novel. I was shocked to discover that the book was full of instruction on leeching off your host, but there was no mention of anything about romantic blood sucking. On the upside, the pages make good camping toilet paper. And this goes on for hundreds of comments. Waste of paper suitable for lining birdcage floors. Governor Cuomo may have violated state criminal ethics laws. Cut my Obama trying to wipe after taking a huge Cuomo. Some of them, you know, they're a little personal and nasty. And who would think? So look, buy gold and silver. Don't worry about the nonsense going on in the street. Insurance policy. Always remember, because this Cuomo book is not an insurance policy. Cuomo's policies, socialist policies, are insurance that you will wind up in poverty if you don't buy another insurance policy. Precious metals, other collectibles, perhaps diamonds, colored diamonds. I'm all in favor of that. You can wear your insurance policy and you're not paying too much for the privilege. I like that too. So don't forget, call up our buddy Tom Cloud, 800-247-2812. Tell him Kerry sent you. This has been another Triple Lutz Report. Kerry Lutz signing off.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next.
Every week the show is growing. Would you like to be a part of it? Then go to clubfsn.com and help support us with $1, $2, $5, or $10 a month and get a host of premium content with newsletters dropped into your mailbox, free books, private audio clips, webinars, and much more. Then join clubfsn.com. If you want to get ahead of the trend and ensure your family's financial security before it's too late, go to clubfsn.com and sign up.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.